Hi there guys, I'm going to take you through my best holiday so far, and that is Thailand. So if you've got time to go somewhere a little bit different, I would definitely check out going through the whole of Thailand. We did many different spots and I'm going to take you through them. So where do we start? Bangkok. So as we only had 48 hours in Bangkok, we jumped in a tuk-tuk, which is one of the funnest and quickest ways of getting around in the crazy streets of Bangkok. We headed to the Grand Palace, which is an unbelievable place and a great way to start the culture of Thailand. So my advice is get to the Grand Palace as early as you can. We got there just before it opened and we were the first people to get into the Grand Palace. Then you can get some great pictures and see the whole place without all the crowds. So after the Grand Palace, I definitely would recommend checking out the Wat Po, which is the reclining Buddha. It's right next door. It won't take you long to go around, and to see the massive grand golden recliner Buddha was definitely worth checking out. So a little tip before you go to any of these places and any of the worship sort of areas is definitely bring something that you can cover your shoulders and cover your knees, because they will ask you to wear one, and if you don't have them, you'll have to buy some. So just keep that in mind. So when the evening comes in Bangkok, it gets totally different to the daytime. I loved my time in the evening in Bangkok because you can go some expensive cocktails with some amazing views, or you can go to the party atmosphere of Koh Sam Road and see some weird and wonderful things. It's definitely an eye-opener on Koh Sam Road, so I definitely recommend it because I loved partying the night away. Yeah, try it. Bangkok's a great place to start. It's so much fun and a really buzzing city. Definitely worth 2 to 3 days in, and then you can move on. So we got direct flights from Heathrow to Bangkok. We used TUI, the travel agent. They really sorted us out a great holiday sort of traveling experience. I've never done anything like hopping on to different cities, towns, etc., and jumping on a flight every sort of 48 hours. So it was nice to have that guidance this time to really understand how it works and what it's like. But I definitely, if you've got limited time, I definitely would recommend them. Now, we paid £5,000 for me and Stace for all the flights, all the private transfers, and all the hotels. So, you know, it was probably a little bit more expensive than doing it yourself, but you just didn't have to think of anything when you're over there. Flights were always on time, always ready, and the people who picked you up were always there. And the night before you have to leave, they'll always send you a message and also leave a message in your hotel room to tell you what time and where to meet in the hotel for the next morning pickup. So I cannot fault them, definitely worth using them. So where to next? Chiang Mai. So we headed to the Pattaya Gate, which is one of the famous landmarks in Chiang Mai. It used to be a fortress for the old city. Now going to the gate, there's many temples and it's definitely worth checking them out. Some are free or some will be a small fee, like about £1. Then it was lunchtime. I got a massive recommendation from my cousin to try the khao soi. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. But this dish was the best dish I had in Thailand and probably one of the best dishes I've ever had. It's so much flavour, so tasty, and definitely recommend it. Food is super cheap in Thailand anyway, and in Chiang Mai it was really cheap as well. So try as much as you can because you will definitely not be disappointed. So we were so lucky that our hotel was in a great location. Right next door we had a massive market with plenty of food and great entertainment. So the next day, we had already organised a trip where you do almsgiving with the monks. Now, this was a really super early trip. We got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I think we got picked up about 5:30, and we got quite lucky as we booked a tour with other people, but no one turned up except us. So we had it to ourselves, a driver and a tour guide. We got there at 6 in the morning, I think roughly, and the monks were coming down, and you give them offerings. So you give some food and water, things like that. And it was totally an amazing experience that I've never ever done before, and it was worth getting up that early in the morning. So I highly recommend Chiang Mai. It was one of my favourite places to go to, and I would definitely go back. Now, the Thai people are really friendly people, and it's easy to talk to if you ever need anything, so don't be afraid to ask. Also, about safety, I was a bit worried going to Thailand. You hear a lot of things, but I can safely say that I was absolutely fine. There was no problems. I had never had any issues, and I just do what you normally do back at home and just always keep your eyes open, but you'll be fine. So with our 48 hours done in Chiang Mai, we head to Phuket. So we're in Phuket for 2.5 days, and we opted to go with a guided tour with different loads of activities. First off was kayaking in caves and different many areas. And then after that, we went to James Bond Island, where the film The Man with the Golden Gun was. I'm a big Bond fan, and it was definitely worth going to. I will say though, it does get really busy, so try and go as early as possible. Then next up was lunch at a floating village called Koh Phangan, and it was absolutely fantastic. The people there were great, and the food was delicious. After that, we got to chill on a private beach island, and it was fantastic, just chilling with an ice cold beer for the day. So when you're in Phuket, I'd definitely check out the Big Buddha. It's a great place to go, and the views are epic of the whole of Phuket. Now, my advice on transportation, if you've got a few more activities to do for the day, including the Big Buddha, ask one of the drivers, and he might do a whole day or half a day set price, so he can take to all of the activities that you want to do. So we did that 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. We went to the Big Buddha first, and then we went to other activities. So he was always there waiting to take us to the next place. He also will recommend stuff that might interest you, but if you don't want to do them, just say no. So I have to be brutally honest about Phuket. I did really enjoy it, but coming from Chiang Mai, it was a bit of a shock. Phuket is sort of really based on like sort of Benidorm, kind of Magaluf. Lots of English and European people. All the bars and restaurants are catered for that kind of style food. It was just a really big shock coming from Chiang Mai, where there was a bit more culture. But if you want lovely sandy beaches and loads of activities to do, then Phuket is the place to be. My part 1 of my amazing trip to Thailand. I'd definitely say part 2 was even better. I got to see the best beach I've ever seen in my life, look after elephants, and even sleeping in the jungle. So definitely check out my part 2 of Thailand. So I'll leave any extra activities down in the description below. And if you've liked my video, give me the big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you on part 2.